Like damn, she wanna afford a tattoo. I say I want it, and she got it.
What's good? It's your boy Jay. That's me. Let's get into Smackdown from October the 11th, 2024. A very good, solid show. Really good show. I'm glad that Roman's back. Obviously, he's going to be working more dates. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. This show was really good. So we kicked the show off with Jimmy Uso. He comes out, he gets a really good pop, really good reaction. So he says that he's been out of action for 6 months. He says that he was put on the shelf by Solo Sikoa, and while sitting at home, he was thinking that Solo didn't even have the balls to do it face to face. He did it from behind by Solo's bloodline. Jimmy says this is all about all about Big Brother against Little Brother, and he plans on kicking Solo's ass. So Roman comes out. He gets a massive reaction. Roman says that the OTC usually likes to run it systematically, but tonight he'll change it up. So Roman wants the fans to acknowledge Jimmy Uso. Roman says that he didn't do this often. Roman says that he gets it. He understands where Jimmy's coming from. Roman says Jimmy has to understand that Roman's not an older brother. He doesn't understand this revenge. He's not a wise man yet. But he does not come up with the creative, manipulative plans. That's not him. He's the tribal chief. For 4 years, they took what was theirs. He called his shots and delivered. They had money, the power, and respect. Everyone feared them. They had championships, they had money, they had it all. Roman says he doesn't like his position right now, being out of control. He said that he's the greatest of all time, and he meant it. Now they're one. My bad. Now when they step foot in the arena, he wants everyone to know the GOATs are here. When they put the ones up, he wants them to know that they're the ones. Jimmy says, but what if they're not? The fans chant, yes, you are. Jimmy says he stands in the middle of the ring. He sees a chief with no tribe right now, with no Ulafala around Roman's neck. At Bad Blood, Jimmy came back because Roman needed him. He didn't ask, he needed him. Jimmy says they need help. The fans begin to yeet. Jimmy says he knows one person that they can get some help from. Roman says no yeet. Jimmy says Roman will forever be his tribal chief, but Jimmy is the only one in the family that can still acknowledge Roman. So then Jimmy drops the mic, and then that was it. He looks back at Roman, and then Roman's confused. So this was great. This was excellent storytelling. I love this. I love how they're trying to bring Jey back into the fold. This is excellent. This was excellent storytelling. I love this. This was excellent stuff. Really, really good stuff here. Excellent. Excellent stuff here. This is great. I love this. Now, are we going to get this angle played out going into Crown Jewel, or are they going to give us that a few weeks before Survivor Series? Because you do have to do the rekindling between Roman, Jimmy, and Jey soon. You can't hold on to this long term. So this has to happen either at Crown Jewel, or it can happen immediately after. So the fallout from Crown Jewel. And that's probably what they'll do, is like the fallout of Crown Jewel is probably when they'll, do the crowning moment of maybe Roman and Jimmy are getting beat up by the Bloodline 2.0, and then Jey Uso and Sami Zayn, maybe they come back and they, make the save, and it's the original Bloodline versus the new Bloodline at Survivor Series and War Games. That's probably where all this is leading towards anyway. And I know people want to look into The Rock and stuff and what he did at Bad Blood, but if we're being honest, maybe The Rock might show up he might show up at Survivor Series and maybe cost Roman, but I don't think that he'll actually be, doing a match. He's damn sure not going to do War Games, so you guys can forget that shit. That ain't happening at all. But this was a very good way to start the show, and I dug this. Moving on. So let's lead us into our first match of the night. LA Knight versus Carmelo Hayes for the United States Championship. LA Knight defeats Carmelo Hayes via the BFT. And then post-match, Andrade, he just mouthed some stuff to Carmelo. So this is still setting up a triple threat. Probably more than likely at Crown Jewel. That makes the most sense. It is what it is. This is fine, I guess. The match was okay. Moving on. So, Cody Rhodes and Jimmy Uso, they meet backstage. So, Jimmy bumps into Cody Rhodes, and Cody Rhodes thanks Jimmy for Saturday. Jimmy tells him to consider it a favor, but to not expect more. Cody tells Jimmy that Solo is not the same guy he was when Jimmy got kicked out. Jimmy tells him to handle his business, and Cody's been handling business on his own, and Jimmy respects that. So that's cool there. That's great stuff. Makes sense. Moving on. So we were about to get a match involving the Metaphor, which is Jakara Jackson and Last Legend versus Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, but that didn't happen for a brief moment because Kevin Owens runs into the ring. He comes into the crowd. He gets on the mic. He apologizes. He was told not to be there tonight. Kevin Owens says that he was asked why he turned on Cody Rhodes, but production shut down his mic. So Kevin Owens Cody grabs his headset, begins to talk. But Cody Rhodes comes out, and then security separates both Cody and Kevin Owens, and then Nick Aldis is there to break it up as well. So Randy Orton comes out. He holds back Cody. Randy gets into the ring. He gets in Kevin Owens' face. He pulls him back, but Kevin Owens hits him with a back elbow, and then Orton drops Kevin Owens with a right hand, and KO falls to the mat. He's kind of confused. So I do like this. This is excellent here. Really good storytelling here. I'm digging what they're doing because it could be Randy as the mastermind behind all of this. So it could be to where Randy's the one that's, dictating Kevin Owens to go after Cody. So that could be interesting, and I do like that. That's really good shit. I can't wait for heel Orton. We need it, man. Heel Orton is so good. I love heel Orton. Really, really fucking good. Orton does his best work as a heel. He's a good babyface, but man, is he a vindictive, spiteful son of a bitch heel. And I love that. I absolutely love it. Moving on. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, they squash Jakara Jackson and Last Legend. I went about, I want to say, I think maybe 3 minutes, so it wasn't long. The match was okay. Last Legend is getting better. I forgot to mention that Trick Williams was in the crowd because they were in Columbia, South Carolina. No, not Columbia, South Carolina, but Greenville, South Carolina. So they were there. So I'm trying to think how far is Columbia from Greenville. Not too far. Maybe about 45 to an hour away, I think, give or take. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. But Trick Williams was in the crowd. He got a good little reaction. So that was pretty cool. So good. It was cool to see Last Legend and Jakara Jackson pull off the 450 to the back of, I believe it was Bianca Belair. That was great. Bianca saw that great. And Jade Cargill got the win. They hit the double knees to the face, followed up by a German suplex for the 1, 2, 3. This is fine. Metaphor's pretty good. I like them. Lash is definitely improving. Jakara Jackson, my girl, she's fine, but she still needs some work, though. She needs some work, but she'll get it. She'll get it down pat in due time. Moving on. So, Randy Orton is backstage with Cody Rhodes. He tells him that he needs to calm down. Nick Aldis tries to tell Cody in 3 weeks he has a match against Gunther, and he needs him to stay focused on that. He needs him to win that match. Randy Orton tells Cody Rhodes that he'll pull Kevin Owens aside, and all they need to do is cool down. Randy tells Cody that he'll get on his bus and leave. To get on his bus and leave, he'll fix this. And then Cody gets on his tour bus, and then Nick Aldis tells Randy Orton that he was the voice of reason. Who would have thought? So that was pretty cool. I do like this. I like where this is going. But again, I don't really too much care about Crown Jewel. Crown Jewel used to be big like 2 years ago, but I don't understand why Triple H is trying to do this brand versus brand type of thing. We don't need Cody and Gunther facing right now. Neither one of those guys can afford a loss, but I think it's going to be Gunther to eat the pin, probably with Goldberg getting involved. And then that sets up him and Goldberg at Saturday Night Main Event in December. And that's probably where they'll go with that. So that way Gunther can be somewhat protected. But I'm still thinking that as we get closer into January and Raw heads to Netflix, I do think that not Kevin Owens. I do think that Gunther will probably lose the title. He may not lose it when they go to Netflix, but I do think that probably on that night, they might just do CM Punk and Gunther and then have CM Punk beat Gunther on not on national television, but, on Netflix. I don't know, but I just don't see Gunther being champion going into Netflix. I just don't see that. To me, that would be kind of weird. It really would. But what's also weird is that there's no pay-per-view in December and there's no pay-per-view in January. The Royal Rumble has been moved to February, which is odd. And I'm shocked at that because WWE could have figured out a Saturday to do it on. There's 4 Saturdays. They could have easily picked one. Even if they had to do the last Saturday in January, which is really when the Royal Rumble always is. But, we'll have to wait and see. So, it is what it is. Moving on. So, Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton, they come out next. Nia gets on the mic. She said that she has a busy agenda. Nia says she's there to give credit to Bayley. She says Bayley put up one hell of... my bad. Nia says that Bayley put up one hell of a fight. Nia even broke sweat. She was a worthy contender, just like every other worthy contender that has faced her. She ended up on her back. She says no one on the planet can beat her. Not Bayley, not anyone in the locker room, and especially not her counterpart on Raw, Liv Morgan. Nia Jax says that little girl wants to face the women's champion at Crown Jewel. She says at Crown Jewel she's going to annihilate Liv Morgan just like she did Bayley and to everyone else. And when she becomes the first ever WWE WWE Crown Jewel champion, it's Tiffy time. She puts Tiffany in a tough headlock and she laughs. Nia says that's when Tiffany will cash in on Liv Morgan. So Naomi comes out. Naomi tells Nia that they both know the only reason that she still has the championship is because she broke down. Her brought down Barbie of hers helped her again. That was a good one. I like that. Naomi says that she can't win without without her sidekick. And as a matter of fact, she isn't even a good one because she pinned her last week. Naomi says she also pinned Nia and asked if she remembers that. Nia says what she remembers is that it took two of them to pin her. Nia asks if she's challenging her one-on-one so she can annihilate her or find a partner. Naomi gets in her face and says she doesn't need anyone to help her beat Nia. Nia says that she's sick of her face, that being Naomi, and Naomi tells her she can beat her right here, right now. Nia tells Nick Aldis if he can hear her, bring out referee right now. So referee comes out. Liv Morgan, she comes out with Donna. Liv Morgan comes out with Dirty Dom and Raquel Rodriguez. Liv Morgan says she's a little bit upset. They came all the way down. They came all the way out here to make an example of Nia, but it turns out she has her hands full. What are they going to do is that they're going to go ringside and watch everyone else as Nia Jax loses her match tonight. Just like she'll lose a crown jewel, and then Nia pushes down Naomi. So Nia Jax is defeated by Naomi, which is great. So that's cool. So Raquel calls the distraction. This allowed for Liv Morgan to hit Nia Jax with the briefcase, and then Naomi hits a powerbomb on Nia Jax, and that was it. So nice. That was cool. Post-match, Rhea comes out to a massive reaction. She runs out to fight Raquel. So she throws Raquel into the barricade. So she attempts to go after Liv Morgan. So Nia grabs Liv, but Rhea kicks Nia in the face. Dom gets on the ring apron. Rhea goes for a right hand, and then Dom jumps down, and he's able to save Liv Morgan. So that was cool. Really good stuff there. I do like that. Nice stuff. But again, I don't get the heel versus heel. That's dumb. I don't see Liv playing babyface, and neither will Nia. So I think that's dumb for that. I think that should have been done just for the men and not the women. I don't know why Triple H even made that decision, but it is what it is. Moving on. So, Carmelo Hayes is backstage. He's got a bag of ice on his head. Carmelo tells Nick Aldis that Andrade screwed him out of his match tonight. Nick Aldis says the last time he checked, Carmelo Hayes and Andrade are tied at 3 wins apiece. There's only one solution, Game 7. The winner of that may get in line for a United States Championship title shot. Nick Aldis tells Carmelo not to miss. Carmelo walks away. So, Legado del Fantasma, they roll in. And Santos Escobar tells Nick Aldis that he sees a pattern. Carmelo Hayes and Andrade seem to have a permanent spot in this title opportunity. And he asks why. Nick Aldis says Escobar had a chance for the title, and he fell short. He's waiting for Escobar to bounce back. Santos Escobar asks Nick Aldis, what about Elektra Lopez and Legado del Fantasma? Nick Aldis says they have a match next week against a special team that he handpicked for them. A team a special team, a team that he handpicked for them. If they can get through them, they have to prove that they deserve a title shot. And then Santos Escobar tells Nick Aldis that he won't regret it, and he walks away. Nick Aldis says he won't regret it, but Santos Escobar might. So that's fine. So this probably means that the Motor City Machine Guns are coming in next week, which is great. And I believe we also got another vignette of them, which is excellent. So that was cool. So I do like that. Moving on. Main event of the evening. Jimmy Uso versus Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa defeats Jimmy Uso with the help of Tama Tonga and Tama Loa. They get involved. Solo wins via the Samoan Spike. Post-match, the Bloodline, they destroy Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso. They take them out. Jimmy gets up to his feet. He says to Roman, "We need help." So I do like that. That was great. Really good stuff there. Smackdown was solid. It was a really good show. I love the bloodline stuff. I love how Roman is, conflicted. Him and Jimmy, they're back on the same page, but they're trying to, bring the band back together. They're trying to bring back in Jey, but will Roman give in and say yeet, or will he not? But I am digging this. This is really good. They have to do this right. They have to do it the right way. I wouldn't do this at Crown Jewel. I would do this as during the Fallout show. I would do it. So there's that. Oh, I forgot to mention that Kevin Owens was attacked by Randy Orton. So I believe this happened during the Legado del Fantasma segment, with Santos Escobar and Nick Aldis. That happened immediately after, I believe. So Kevin Owens beat the shit out of Randy Orton. So that's cool. I do like that. Kevin Owens being a heel is best for business. Good stuff there. So the mid-card on SmackDown seems to be cool. The Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes stuff is cool. I dig it. The Bloodline stuff is cool. So overall, SmackDown was, oh yeah, and the Tiffany Stratton, Nia Jax stuff is okay too. That's pretty good as well. So SmackDown, they're starting to get into the groove of things, which is good. But what did you guys think? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.